watch what I do. Tell her bring a friend, I'll buy one too. Break a bitch hard and I'll buy one new. I was trying to keep track of that time I flew. You passing by and I apologize like what my manners. Now she know she a vibe, she won't see me slide. I dirty dance before. I'm ripping that bitch from the back and I'm gripping my strap so she know I'm a shotter. I'm thugging, I'm rugged, I'm constantly drugging. Just keep it from Jalen and Kaya. Break a bitch in, I break a bitch down. Bring that ass in, I lay that ass down. 10 out of 10, I ain't turning her down. Pick my heart right up off that ground. 30 them Perkins, she got in her purse. Please don't mind me, I'm just doing my dirt. She bend it over, I'm going to work. Drugs in my body, I'm going berserk. He drowning in sorrow, just look at the kid. I need some help to go fix what I did. He high off for 10 and they thought it was H. I came back to you cause I thought it was safe. My brother got racks from a government scam. All he won't do is take care of his fam. He do anything for Miss Helen and Pam. If they want a verse, he gon' text him like Sam. And me having you made me feel like I won. Please tell these folks take these cuffs off my arm. I'm stepping and stomping on somebody's son. I promise that I'ma be home when I'm done. My reapers go sweep 'em, ain't leaving no trace. Pretty little bitch had her name on my face. She give me that pussy, I'm biting the bait. I catch that boy lacking, I'm cleaning his slate. She know I'm a dog, but I fuck like I'm Drake. I pass that hoe off the kid like I'm paid. I pull up on mic, get a line in the tape. Can you please forgive me, I made a mistake. Pretty little bitch had her name on my skin. She fuck me good and I buy her a wig. She fuck me good and I buy her a purse. Speak on my name and then buy him a hearse. Pretty little bitch had her name on my skin. She fuck me good and I buy her a wig. She fuck me good and I buy her a purse. Speak on my name and then buy him a hearse. I'm ripping that bitch from the back and I'm gripping my strap so she know I'm a shotter. I'm thugging, I'm rugged, I'm constantly drugging. Just keep it from Jalen and Kaya. Break a bitch in, I break a bitch down. Bring that ass in, I lay that ass down. 10 out of 10, I ain't turning her down. Pick my heart right up off that ground. My brother got racks from a government scam. All he won't do is take care of his fam. He do anything for Miss Helen and Pam. If they want a verse, he gon' text him like Sam. And me having you made me feel like I won. Please tell these folks take these cuffs off my arm. I'm stepping and stomping on somebody's son. I promise that I'ma be home when I'm done. My reapers go sweep 'em, ain't leaving no trace. Pretty little bitch had her name on my face. She give me that pussy, I'm biting the bait. I catch that boy lacking, I'm cleaning his slate. She know I'm a dog, but I fuck like I'm Drake. I pass that hoe off the kid like I'm paid. I pull up on mic, get a line in the tape. Can you please forgive me, I made a mistake.
My God, what happened to Kai? Why they trying to do my nigga Kai like that, bro? That shit crazy, bro.
Alright, dig it.
You ain't doing that young man like that. That shit hurt my heart, dog. Damn, they had a lot of people. Damn, bro. Let me look this shit up.
Y'all about to see NYPD, bro.
Security guard.
Look, welcome to New York, bro. I'm telling you, it's a lot of y'all out there right now. Everybody who's out there, make sure y'all safe. Appreciate everybody who popped out for y'all, bro. We gonna make sure it's safe. Bro, we're not gonna do nothing until it's safe. Yeah, we gotta make sure it's safe. Everybody's good. But find us already. Hold on. Play this whole side if you could. So he can see. Yeah, look. Oh, they see already, bro. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie, it feels so good to be here. Like, hometown, like, it's home court advantage. We got home court advantage, bro.
Home court advantage.
Look at this. Look at them. They standing like
that
a
nigga
unit, bro.
head look like it's hurting for his tail.
I bet. So we out.
Yo, chat.
Look, let me tell chat something real quick. Yo, chat. I know y'all here with me.
It's time.
But what goes on from here on out, bro, you feel what I'm saying? Everybody for themselves. There's a war out there, man. God did. Turn me up, man. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. It's... Oh. Yo, make sure y'all protect Chris. He got the motherfucking camera. He got the mafia.
Your book bag gone? Yeah. I can't have nobody bumping into my...
All the A&P out here, man.
Yeah. Let me get off first.
Oh, where we going? Where the park? Where the park at?
Right here.
Oh, we out. Okay, out to the middle.
We out in front. Yo, I can't have nobody bumping into my book bag this time because we see her straight to sleep.
They splitting up.
I'm next to him. Yo, I cannot go out there with the book bag.
Lower Manhattan, and you can see news helicopters are overhead. That's Union Square Park.
That shit was crazy from the moment they stepped out the bus, bro.
Overrun by people. Look at the crowds of people there. In fact, subway lines, bus lanes, they're bypassing Union Square. It's a big subway station in Manhattan. Apparently, what had happened.
But it's not their fault. People fuck with them. It ain't their fault.
Here is a popular Twitch streamer was holding a video game giveaway. If you don't know what Twitch is, you're not alone. I barely know what it is. It's apparently a platform where you can watch other people play video games.
Which is a thing. A lot of, I mean,
sounds
clearly.
incredibly boring, but obviously it's a thing. So this Kai Cenat was going to do a giveaway. He announced it on his Instagram feed. And look at this. It's basically become a mob scene there. They're on top of cars. Yeah, this is Union Square.
Well, Sandra, as you can see, I am standing next to
But he didn't,
Union
man.
Square
That's
subway
fucked up.
station entrance where it looks like it was closed off because of construction. But look up on top of that. That's what's happening on top of the subway station entrance. There's, I can't even count, countless people up on top of there. They're climbing it right now, as you can see. In fact, if you can pan to your left, they're actually on top of the statue here at Union Square. I've actually got a couple of his followers here with me who can kind of explain to us what they were expecting, what happened. Young man, give me your name real quick and tell me why you came out here, what you expected to happen, what did happen.
All right, my name is Dilico Antavius. So basically, just, you know, it's a Kai Cenat, Phantom, all of the AMP members. Oh, I don't know about all of them, but they pulled up, you know, do a little meet and greet and a giveaway for the fans. Yes.
Giveaway of what was the understanding?
So, from my understanding, PS5s, video game accessories, PCs, but I don't think they will actually give away an actual PC because how is somebody going to carry that? So I'm pretty sure it's gift cards for them to then go and get the P5 themselves.
Safe to assume that you, along with your friends, came out here thinking that you would get some freebies, is that correct?
Not that we're thinking, but there's a chance to because, you know, there's so many people and there's only so much you could give.
Has any of that happened? Is he here?
He's here right now, yeah, and they were giving out, but people are, you know, people are being people. There's so many people here, people are pushing around, so you can't really
see, bro. It's not their fault.
In your own words, that that some people out here were bugging out. Explain to me what you saw, what you meant by that.
Bugging out, like you can see, like there's no excuse obviously for what happened, but you know, stuff like that just happens all the time. You know, people being reckless. It's New York City. Stuff like this happens every day. Well, I wouldn't say every day, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you and be safe. As you can see, Sandra, we've also heard and seen incidents of construction equipment behind me. I'm going to show you one last live look again of what's happening here. Construction equipment being tossed around. We saw smoke. I'm not sure if that was a fire or some kind of smoke bomb. Again, this was all sparked by a Twitch streamer, a social media influencer. He has 20 million followers. He asked them all to come meet him here at Union Square for what was a PlayStation 5 giveaway at 4 o'clock. Apparently, we're also hearing that people showed up only to find out there were no freebies. And as you heard, he is here.
Why is they trying to do him like
that? But he did step out. As you heard, he's out here greeting his fans. We observed Chief of Department Madry out here having objects thrown at him. Cops are obviously outnumbered out here.
Stefan, I don't want to interrupt you for one quick second right now because you're looking at live pictures of a car that was literally covered with people, and we do believe that that was the vehicle that had Kai Cenat in it, which you can see now looked as though could have been leaving the area. That is why you're seeing that crowd there chase after.
That's it.
That's the vehicle right there that they believe Kai Cenat is in right now. As Stefan was saying, he was there. He was in the crowd for a little bit of time, but clearly this was an out-of-control crowd. And
look, these motherfuckers crazy,
no
bro.
No freebies given away, no giveaway whatsoever getting in the car, but clearly you're looking at a very dangerous situation with this car now driving pretty fast with those people clinging on to the side and top of it.
I know they is not on this nigga car like this, bro.
It's mind-boggling.
That is the Cadillac.
Why they're not stopping to let these people off the car. And and then someone fell off. Okay, joining us now is Bob Boyce, former NYPD, to talk more about this situation. Bob, can you hear us? It's Liz Cho and Sandra Bookman.
I can, Liz. I can hear you.
Okay, we know you're on the phone. I don't know if you have an opportunity to see what's going on in Union Square, but talk to us a little bit about police procedure. Obviously, this was a situation that police were not expecting. So how is it that they start getting the upper hand in crowd control here?
So they call the level 3 mobilization. That's citywide. So there's going to be cars from every precinct in the city coming there. They have to stage first, and they have to get together. Then they have to, at some point, go in and disperse the crowd. Now, someone should be on a bullhorn right now dispersing this crowd. I don't know if they're
so is he in his car?
That's usually what happens. Generally speaking, they'll bring him mounted to aid in that effect, and they'll start diffusing the crowd as best they can. It looks like you have an unruly mob right now, and they have to bring order to it. But citywide units are coming. In the meantime, they'll have to do with the best they can with what they have.
But how much of a challenge is this for law enforcement? Look, we've seen similar things on the Jersey Shore. Somebody sends out an announcement on social media that there's going to be a party.
Bro.
The next thing you know, you've got 3,000 people on a beach at 11 o'clock at night. This seems like a similar thing. We're giving away freebies in Union Square at 4 o'clock, and the next thing you know, 5,000 to 6,000 people show up. They're not getting the freebie, so they start acting out. How difficult is it for the department to get a handle on this and keep it from turning into a kind of free-for-all?
We've lost Bob Boyce. He's on the phone. We're going to try to reestablish.
Shit crazy. Did he get out? He probably out already. Let me see. They probably just made him leave. They probably didn't lock him up. Oh, they locked his ass up.
Well, it is calm in Union Square Park in New York City this morning after a huge riot broke out there yesterday. Take a look at this video. Thousands of people flocked here after a streamer on the gaming platform Twitch called for a giveaway. Kai Cenat claimed he was going to give away a large number of PlayStation 5 consoles to those who showed up. But NYPD confirms the streamer did not get the required permits to hold this event. Many in the crowd got violent when it became clear the streamer did not actually have the gaming consoles to give away. Police there say it spiraled into a dangerous situation.
Listen,
nah, that ain't right.
People having a good time. We're not against young people gathering.
They don't even sound right.
To this level where it's dangerous. A lot of people got hurt today.
Castanet is now in custody this morning. He is charged with inciting a riot.
Damn, they locked that man up, bro. That's wow. Damn, bro. They both in.
Trill Sammy, a name you most likely ain't even thought about in years for real. And at one point, he had a song the whole world knew. But as his career went on, people lost a lot of respect for him. But the question is, where is he today? Trill Sammy, originally from Houston, Texas, and his career really started years ago. He used to rap a lot back in the day, and him just wanting to try new things, he would post some of his freestyle to Twitter. And him being good at it, they started to go viral. When bro started popping on Twitter, he took advantage and turned it into something more. And so he started going up and started to drop some actual music that was doing pretty good. And with all these new eyes on him, he started connecting with all these mainstream rappers. And bro, life was looking up for him. But it was one person in his life who ain't really believe in nothing he had going on. His mama. His mama felt like everything he was doing was a front. He said he would tell his mama about what he got going on, and she tell him he lying, he faking, he fronting. But as time went on, and whenever they would be out in public and people would come up to him and recognize him, her mind started to change. She started to think a little different. But what really changed how everyone thought was when he dropped the song that would change everything. 2 months into 2016, Trill Sammy dropped his Uber Everywhere remix, and that went viral. This one song really made the whole world pay attention to him. And not too long after this, he dropped his Red album EP. And really for the next few months, he was just going up until he got into it with the rapper Sauce Walker. Basically, Sauce was feeling some type of way. He felt like the whole industry was stealing his sound.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, I'm from Splash Town, not H-Town, cause y'all H-Town is looking gay. All this fake going on in my mother city, using us. Y'all need to start paying attention, using our culture for lyrical content, and ain't giving but a family fun day and some money to some hoes you tricking on in the club. This music with artists from everywhere but Houston. H-Town.
Now, if you listen to the clips, he ain't really say Trill Sammy name, but he was talking down on a lot of the Houston rappers coming up at the time. And Trill was one of them. But to really confirm that he was talking about, bro, not too long after this, he was still mad and ended up dropping the album named Holy Sauce. And on the cover, you can see them 4 main artists he was dissing. Famous Dex, Drake, Future, and you know who was coming. Trill Sammy. Trill seen the diss and got on Twitter trolling back. You had your chance to put on. Now sit back and watch. Hashtag Holy Sammy. And I don't think they beef ever got cleared up, but one of the artists he dissed, Famous Dex, ended up getting cleared pretty much after he dissed Dex. I'm guessing Dex tapped in with Sauce Walker crew, so one of his boys got on Twitter. I swear at Famous Dex real for showing love to Sauce. Real people get credit when it's due. Dex reposted it, said I ain't never been a hater cause I had my own. Stay humble and keep working. After that IG post, Sauce got on Twitter, said this, just got off the phone with Dex. All family had misunderstandings. That's still my little bro, and he understand exactly where I'm coming from. This whole beef ain't really affect Sammy too bad, but everything would change on this one night. So Sammy out getting money. Club hit him up. They like, look, come perform for us. So he pull up and everything going good. And as he on stage, you see the rapper Lido Bands look like he just trying to have a conversation with bro. But as soon as that boy Sammy leaned down and hear what he had to say, Lido yanked that chain off his neck. And I promise you, I'm not over exaggerating. I ain't never seen nobody get their chain snatched like that. And after he snatched bro chain,
can hear all this
he went around the whole club.
I can hear all this. I gotta go back.
Trill Sammy, a name you most likely ain't even thought about in years for real. And at one point, he had a song the whole world knew. But as his career went on, people lost a lot of respect for him. But the question is, where is he today? Trill Sammy, originally from Houston, Texas, and his career really started years ago. He used to rap a lot back in the day, and him just wanting to try new things, he would post some of his freestyle to Twitter, and him being good at it, they started to go viral. When bro started popping on Twitter, he took advantage and turned it into something more. And so he started going up and started to drop some actual music that was doing pretty good. And with all these new eyes on him, he started connecting with all these mainstream rappers. And bro, life was looking up for him. But it was one person in his life who ain't really believe in nothing he had going on. His mama. His mama felt like everything he was doing was a front. He said he would tell his mama about what he got going on, and she tell him he lying, he faking, he fronting. But as time went on, and whenever they would be out in public and people would come up to him and recognize him, her mind started to change. She started to think a little different. But what really changed how everyone thought was when he dropped the song that would change everything. 2 months into 2016, Trill Sammy dropped his Uber Everywhere remix, and that went viral. This one song really made the whole world pay attention to him. And not too long after this, he dropped his Red album EP. And really for the next few months, he was just going up until he got into it with the rapper Sauce Walker. Basically, Sauce was feeling some type of way. He felt like the whole industry was stealing his sound.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, I'm from Splash Town, not H-Town, cause y'all H-Town is looking gay. All this fake going on in my mother city, using us. Y'all need to start paying attention, using our culture for lyrical content, and ain't giving but a family fun day and some money to some hoes he tricking on in the club. This music with artists from everywhere but Houston. H-Town.
Now, if you listen to the clips, he ain't really say Trill Sammy name, but he was talking down on a lot of the Houston rappers coming up at the time. And Trill was one of them. But to really confirm that he was talking about, bro, not too long after this, he was still mad and ended up dropping the album named Holy Sauce. And on the cover, you can see them 4 main artists he was dissing: Famous Dex, Drake, Future, and you know who was coming, Trill Sammy. Trill seen the diss and got on Twitter trolling back. You had your chance to put on. Now sit back and watch. Hashtag Holy Sammy. And I don't think they beef ever got cleared up, but one of the artists he dissed, Famous Dex, ended up getting cleared pretty much after he dissed Dex. I'm guessing Dex tapped in with Sauce Walker crew, so one of his boys got on Twitter. I swear at Famous Dex real for showing love to Sauce. Real Dex tapped in with beef ever got cleared up, but one of the artists he dissed, Famous Dex, ended up getting cleared pretty much after he dissed Dex. I'm guessing Dex tapped in with Sauce Walker crew, so one of his boys got on Twitter. I swear at Famous Dex real for showing love to Sauce. Real people get credit when it's due. Dex reposted it, said, I ain't never been a hater cause I had my own. Stay humble and keep working. After that IG post, Sauce got on Twitter, said this: just got off the phone with Dex. All family had misunderstandings. That's still my little bro, and he understand exactly where I'm coming from. This whole beef ain't really affect Sammy too bad, but everything would change on this one night. So yeah, Sammy out getting money. Club hit him up. They like, look, come perform for us. So he pull up and everything going good. And as he on stage, you see the rapper Lido Bands look like he just trying to have a conversation with bro. But as soon as that boy Sammy leaned down to hear what he had to say, Lido yanked that chain off his neck. And I promise you, I'm not over exaggerating. I ain't never seen nobody get their chain snatched like that. And after he snatched bro chain, he was mad. He went around the whole club, inside and out, looking for that chain. But he was too slow. Lido was gone. He snatched his chain and ran. But after this, Sammy chain started getting passed around. I'm talking about this chain was everywhere. And at one point, somebody snatched the chain from the dude who snatched the chain from Sammy.
Just to that Lido man just hit Trill Sammy, didn't it? I'm looking real icy with your.
If I lost it all and I had to start from scratch, here's what I'd do to get back to 6 figures a year in 4 steps. So step 1, I'd go on Amazon and search for book topics that are making good money and have less than 20 reviews. Step 2, I'd go to a ghostwriting company and hire an inexpensive ghostwriter to write a book for me about that topic. Then I'd get a professional book cover created for that book and I'd publish it on Amazon and Audible as an audiobook, a print book, and an ebook. That's 3 income streams right there. And step 4, I'd give the book away for free in various Facebook groups to help me gather reviews for the book on Amazon and Audible. Reviews are what make a book sell, and so then the book's gonna start making money. Truth is, that's exactly what I did to start making money online way back in 2017. Since then, we've taught the same process to hundreds of people. So if I lost it all, I had to start over. That's what I know what works, so that's what I do. Now, I obviously don't have the time in this short ad to explain the entire process to you, but I have created a comprehensive video training that shows you exactly how to set this up for yourself. The only two things you need to do this is one, a computer and an internet connection. And so if you're curious to learn about this in the free training, you can simply click the link down below and register on the next page. Now, if you're skeptical or worried that what I'm talking about might be a scam, I don't blame you. You know, be skeptical. You should always do your own research. And so that's why we create this free training. So you can watch it through, learn about it for yourself, and then decide if this is something you want to pursue or not. Also, as a
Vito, hey, Trio Sammy, get at me, man. We can work something out. You want to buy this?
After he posted this, I'm guessing him and Sammy got into it because they started trolling, bro. Was posting pictures of the chain beside they scrap, all that. But it don't stop at that. A few days after this, another group of niggas was posting saying they had Sammy chain.
We don't want that. That's why we don't want that. We don't want it. If we really need it, we're so desperate for the money. We would have been soldier. We could have soldier. Motherfucker need to do. Keep on at church and at right now. I'm in his DM. None of them been soldier. We trying to get back up, bro. Keep sharing. Let everybody see this, man.
At this point, his chain I got passed from neck to neck to neck. If I was Sammy, I wouldn't even want the chain back. They can keep it. And at this point, that's kind of what he did. Because after that chain got snatched, he really wasn't online fiending for it or really talking about it anymore. But it was a rapper who did come in and try to save the day. Man himself, Soulja Boy. I'm guessing he felt bad seeing that man chain get passed around the whole city. So he tapped in with Sammy and tweeted at him. He basically just asked for the dude number. And eventually, he did get it. He hopped on a FaceTime call with him trying to get it back. But right around this time, Sammy ended up getting a new chain. And even though that was cool, his chain ended up getting passed around once again. Old nigga back from Sammy hometown went out his way to get that chain back.
Hey, yo, man. Boys always saying H-time don't stick together. Crabs in the bucket, etc., you know. Shout out to the North Carolina OGs, though, you know. Texas, where we do this at, though, you know what I'm saying? But somebody tell Trio Sammy I have his necklace. And it's a Houston OG. And I didn't pay for it. There's some real cats in North Carolina, real recognized real. And even though he got a new one that's fully iced out, he don't even need this one no more. We wanted to bring it back to Houston, Texas. And let it be known that you're not gonna rob nobody or steal from nobody in Houston, Texas. Because the OGs out here do give.
The chain came from Texas, went to North Carolina, got snatched in North Carolina, then came back home. But this man getting the chain finally ended with Sammy getting it back. Sammy hopped on IG with 2 versions of the same chain. But that feeling must have been crazy, because I just know the internet was coming at bro back then. And then it wasn't even like he got beat up and got a chain snatched. He just got snatched out of nowhere. But the way this affected his career was crazy. He was barely even in the game for a year and went viral for getting his chain snatched. A lot of the hip hop world lost respect for him around this time, and respect in a rap game is something that's hard to earn back. And so for some months after he got his chain snatched, he was cool until the New Year started. So around this time, Soulja Boy was trolling real bad. He was beefing with rappers 24/7 and was addicted to drama. And so back then, Soulja was mad at Chris Brown, not a girl. Basically, Soulja commented on a picture of a girl Chris Brown was messing with. And when Chris seen it, he called Soulja and started talking crazy to bro. And this made Soulja mad, so he did what he always do and took it straight to the media. Hey, Chris Brown, you a hoe. When I see you, I'm gonna beat you. You think you hard because you hit Rihanna? Don't do that to me. What's wrong with you? You gonna call my phone on FaceTime talking about something? Oh, why you liking Karuchi pictures on Instagram? And so the next day, Chris Brown got online responding. Boy, better go to sleep.
Nigga, what they got to
no
do with
more
Trio
recording
Sammy?
media ish. We gonna line it up. Say no more or say what you want. I'm gonna beat that ass regardless. I'm done talking for the day. But after this, you probably like, oh yeah, Soulja Boy gonna cool it. Like, he can't say nothing else to bro. But I promise you, he said the craziest thing you could say to Chris Brown. I made CNN for beefing with a cokehead woman. Chris, you looking crazy right now. See you in the ring. Set up this fight. I'm done talking. So the next day, Soulja got online saying he was gonna set up the fight. But before the beef could escalate, Soulja apologized. Even though I don't think you can come back from saying that to somebody, he still did it anyway. And so Soulja was like, I still want to fight, but we not beefing no more. And so over these next few days, the fight really started to get set up. And 50 Cent was putting money behind it, as well as Floyd Mayweather, Adrian Bronner. Everybody was really putting hype in behind this fight.
Champ, what we gonna do? Promotions.
Oh, we gotta get that money.
The biggest fight of the century.
We gotta get that money.
2017, we already started off with a bang.
We gotta get that money, man.
The money team.
With every fight, it's always undercard fights. And guess who's trying to fight on that undercard? The man who originally snatched Trill Sammy chain at the club that night.
Tell Soldier Boy, Trill Sammy, y'all already know what's going on. Y'all calling out for the undercard fight. Y'all already know. You swear you got there to knock me out, get your face back. You already know what's going on. I'll knock your ass out right here with these right here. Tell him academic.
Even after he took Sammy Chain off his neck, he still wanted to fight, bro. And it looked like he was trying to jumpstart his rap career, but before the fight could happen, Chris Brown backed out, so it never came to be. And over these next few years, Trill Sammy slowly disappeared from the mainstream. He consistently dropped music over the next few years and kind of built his own little fan base. And today, he's still on there. He's still dropping his music, doing his thing, doing these shows, living his life. Kinda in the same position as the rapper from my last video, YBN Almighty J, whose career was surrounded with controversy the second it started. To getting into fights at Six Flags, to stealing over $100,000 out of man car on camera. And that vid is on screen right now. In the fights at Six Flags, to stealing over $100,000 out of man car on YBN Almighty J, someone you probably ain't thought about in years. And at one point, he was going crazy with Nightmare, but lately he barely been seen. So where is bro? YBN Almighty J, originally from Texas, and growing up, he was on the game heavy. And I'm talking about this all the way back in 2014. So Jay on GTA every day. And one of the people he ended up meeting on the game was somebody we know well today, YBN Amir. And at first, they wasn't a group of rappers, they was just playing the game. YBN was like a clan on the game, and they was just doing their thing, making videos, skits, rapping on the game, all that. But 2015 is where everything would change. After freestyling on the game for a while, they eventually decided to record some actual music. And so Namir and Jay dropped their first song, Hood Mentality. And this one song was when they started to go away from the game and more into music. But this year was sad. One of their members ended up passing away from a heart attack. But they ended up getting past that, and over these next few years, their lives would start to change. They kept on rapping, and eventually Namir dropped the song that would change all their lives. September 18th, Namir dropped the song we all know a little too well, Rubbing Out the Paint, and it blew up. This song was a hit, and everybody knew. You heard it everywhere. And with all the money Namir was making off this song, he decided to make a move, a big move. Now Namir was like, look, I gotta go to LA. And so he moved to LA, but it wasn't just him. He brought the whole YBN with him. And this was the first time they met in person after being friends for years online. And it ain't take Jay long for him to get in the music game just like Namir. Cause just a few months after Rubbing Out the Paint, guess who dropped their debut single? Jay with his song Chopsticks. But his introduction to the game came with a lot of controversy. But just a few months after getting in the game, he was already in a relationship with somebody who had a name. At the time, 28-year-old Black China. Around this time period was when she had just broke up with Rob Kardashian and ended up getting with the 18-year-old Almighty J at that time. And around February 2018, they were seen together all the time, and eventually they came out and told the world they was together. And it ain't take long for these two to get into some trouble, because just a month after being together, Rich the Kid's wife got online talking crazy, basically saying he cheated on her with all these different females in the game, and Black China was one of them. And that her and J whole relationship was just capped for the internet. Then to make it all worse, Rich the Kid wife took his IG account and put everything on blast. Married but keep messing with at Miracle Watts, talking down to Tory Bricks and India Love. She down as long as you keep it real from the start. And oh, at Black China, been getting F by Rich too. At YBN Almighty J was just to cover up. Then, not too long after that, in April, they decided to go out on a date at Six Flags. And while they was there, hell broke loose. Videos came out showing Black China getting to fighting, and all people seen was Jay and security trying to break the fight up. And at first, nobody knew what was going on until she came out giving a statement. Being famous is hard enough, dealing with scrutiny, but when somebody feel comfortable to come touch your child, it's a whole other story. Basically, what went down was some girl came up to them and she ended up touching Black China kid hand, and China ain't like that, so she told her, don't touch my kid. And then it eventually went from a little argument to a full-on fight. Then the girl who originally touched on the kid came out trying to say Jay was hitting on her while they was fighting. But nothing ever came of this situation. This nigga Jay was moving real fast. Just a couple days after this, he got on IG proposing to Blac Chyna. He got online basically asking her to marry him. But that didn't even turn out well, because a month after this, Jay came out saying they broke up. But life keep getting hectic for bro. Just a month after breaking up with her. And keep in mind, at this point, he ain't even been in the game for a year yet. Jay only been popping for a few months, but he was out in LA, and you know, like I done said in other videos, that's a grimy place to be. But he was in LA and ended up getting on IG Live claiming somebody snatched his chain, and he was driving the car showing his hand all bleeding, face messed up, like, you know what I mean? They was getting down.
Whoever just took my chain on Fairfax, post it. Hoes, post it, put it on your Instagram right now, post it. It's hoes. You got guns that can't shoot.
Then, after taking his chain, they did what people do best on the internet: self-snitch.
Come get this back. Come get your back. He had it on him, though. He had it on him. Gary shoot him.
And even though he did take this L, he was out the way for a few months, and it was looking good for Jay until February 2019 came around. He was out recording with the artist Skinny from the 9. Somebody I talked about in one of my other videos.
Shit.
And while Skinny was in the house, Almighty Jay and his boys ran in the car Skinny was in and took everything. They took a $40,000 chain, 20K Rolex, and 20 in cash.
And he called the police.
But after the two went back and forth for a minute, them charges ended up getting dropped. Skinny was basically saying, look, I ain't no rat, I'm not snitching. He just got his stuff took, and he trying to be a street nigga, so he was like, oh, I ain't need snitching. Even though it was on camera, and you seen the niggas take everything out the car. Anyways, Jay Karma came right back at him. But before I tell you what happened, shout out to bro right here. He been asking me to put these Cheetos in the background for months, and I done finally got to it. And make sure you join the Reddit. Give me video ideas, all that. But a few weeks after robbing Skinny, he was out of New York and hit up Saks Fifth. And he was in there doing his thing and everything was cool until Lil TJ and his boys showed up. And I guess the energy wasn't right, so they got to arguing and eventually turned into more than just an argument. They started fighting. They got to hitting right outside the Saks Fifth. And eventually the fight did get broke up. But later on, Jay was still in New York and they caught bro lacking in the street. They seen him walking by himself, so they ran down on him. They beat him and robbed him for everything he had. When I say they beat that boy, I'm talking about they did him crazy. They were kicking him in the face, stomping on him, all that. Then after taking his chain, they hopped on IG, and like the self-snitches they was, they started flexing it.
You see the Y, you see the B, you see the N.
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
Then after they took the chain, they started trolling, bro. They said Blac Chyna, his ex that he was trying to marry, hit him up and was like, look, I'm trying to get this chain off you for $20,000, but they ain't let her. They came out saying, I told her, you can have this. It ain't worth no $20,000. She on some like, it's besides the point. I got problems with him. I'm the one who bought him the chain. So, honestly speaking, the chain is going back to Blac Chyna. She a good girl. But Jay had people on his side after it happened. Jay Prince was online telling all the New York goons to find out who took Jay chain and get it back. 2020, he ain't really getting nothing, but 2021 was when his name got back in the media. So over time, the whole YBN started to split apart. Corday, Namir, Jay, all of them, they started to, distance themselves a little bit. But the world ain't know why until this one day. Jay got online and made a post accusing his manager / lawyer, whatever you want to call it, behind the reason YBN broke up. James a fraud. He signed niggas to janky deals and mess them over. Nobody know nothing about what we go through on a daily basis. Ben signed the bro, cause we cover for him. I'm done with this. But Jay, he kept going. Trademarking the YBN name behind our back. Assigned me a lawyer he used to be engaged with without telling me. Shaking my head. Took advantage of some kids. He not wrong. They was kids when they first signed. Pretty much, they was in a bad deal. And their manager put him in a situation where the whole collective was trademarked by somebody outside the group. None of them had ownership to YBN. It was him. But a few months later, he was in the media once again. Remember the rapper he robbed a few years back? Skinny from the 9. Well, leading up to this moment, they was starting to go back and forth. And Skinny was on bad timing. He at him and was basically like, look, we been doing all this for years. We got a scrap. Come run the ones with me. You done robbed from me. You done stole from me. You done did all this. We got to fight. And later on, during the same month, somehow they ended up at the same spot. And you can guess exactly what went down. They got the scrap and they ran a little 60 and Jay ended up putting the beats on bro. He put the beats on him so bad he got on Twitter and started clowning bro. Y'all be on the internet with all that tough stuff till they come see me in person. At Skinny from the 9. Dropped them twice. No jumping, no none of that. This was the last time Jay was really in some controversy. Lately, he just been streaming a lot and dropping some songs every once in a while and really just doing what he want and staying out the way. Not fighting rappers no more. But on that topic, a few months back, I made a video on Skinny from the 9, really getting into detail on Nate beef, and that vid is on screen right now.
You think it's slick, huh? Showing up to court dressed like a dumbass, acting like you can't hoop. You assumed I couldn't hoop because I'm white, which is incredibly outdated.
It's your boy JC going out to jump out the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I made 100,000 off of type beats. Me and my music getting to do it like Nike. She asked me if I'm high, I said I might be. That shit in my phone wanna.
Alright, we got Jay Cinco jumping off the porch with us today.
Hell yeah, appreciate y'all.
How you feeling, gang? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I be watching this shit, so you feel me? It's a real, you feel me? It's a big opportunity for me, so I appreciate you for having a nigga on here.
I appreciate that, man. It's a pleasure having you on the porch with us today.
I appreciate it on everything.
So how does it make you feel knowing that you can go from city to city just chasing your dreams?
Shit, it feel good, you feel me? Cause it's like a nigga finally, like I didn't grow up, you feel me? Like I ain't have it growing up, you feel me? So like now I just be appreciating all this shit, you feel me? Cause I wouldn't have seen, like years ago I wouldn't have seen myself even doing shit. You feel me? I never even been out the country till been out of state till I was like 19. So it's like, you know, like right now being able to like financially free to just be doing shit, it's like, it's a blessing, you feel me? You just gotta thank God for that shit, hell yeah.
Nah, that's real, that's real.
Everything.
How would you describe the way of life of Watts, California?
Watts was like, it's real hectic because it's so small, you feel me? Like Watts is like, it's little as hell. So it's like, it's just so, it's so dangerous there, you feel me? Streets small, so it's like, you know, you one car pulling in, you gotta stop, you gotta pull into a nigga driveway. So like, you know, growing up there, it was hella hard because, you know, like it was just so gang infested, you know what I'm saying? Like even being young, like you don't even gotta join a gang for it, just like where you live at. Like if you live somewhere, they automatically tie you to that shit, you know? So like growing up, like when I was probably like 5th grade, 4th grade, like I used to have to walk to school. And the school I went to, the niggas that was like, feel me, that the hood my dad from, they didn't get along with the hood across the street from my school. So like I'd be going to school, like older kids would come to a nigga school just to jump a nigga, you feel me? Like just certain shit, like it just like, Watts is crazy, bro. Watts is wild, bro. That's some real shit. It's wild out there. But one thing about Watts is like, it's hella loving though. Like people are hella loving from there, cause that's all you got. You know, like you come from poverty, all you got is like the people around you. So they're hella appreciative. Like we hella appreciative of people. So growing up, it was crazy though. But you know, for the most part, you know, as a kid, it's like it's life. You know, that's just the shit that come with it. You know, you that shit regular.
How would you describe yourself as a kid?
I was just like a funny badass kid. Like I was one of the funny bad kids. Like I used to be just doing. I used to learn how to do car. Once I learned how to do a cartwheel was over, I used to be just in grocery stores just doing cartwheels. But I was a good kid. Like as far as I had my head on right, I just feel like the people around me kind of shaped the nigga, like, you know, for the bad and for the good, you know. But yeah, as a kid, I was a really funny kid. I was somebody you don't want to be around.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So at what point would you say you noticed that the streets of Watts can get ugly?
When I was around, probably like I want to say probably like around like five. I seen my cousin die in front of me. So, you know, at that point, I kind of already knew. You know what I'm saying? I kind of already knew, like, Like that's kind of like, you know, it was like seeing that shit was just so traumatic to my family. It was just like you can't play with your life. You only get one of them. You feel me? So like at 5, I knew watch was crazy.
No, that's real.
Sure.
At what point would you say you noticed that you were suffering from poverty?
I didn't know until I think I was about 12. My mom used to always kind of, you know, parents always play that part like they not struggling, you know, but at a point it was so bad to where my mama had to kind of tell us because she couldn't afford for us to not know, you know what I'm saying? Like it was times we wouldn't, like we'll go to stores and we're asking for stuff and she wouldn't be able to, like she wouldn't have enough to really buy that shit. It could be $5, she didn't really have it. Like she only had enough for what we was going to get. So mom, we'll ask for shit and then my mama like make an excuse like, oh nah, we can't get that or da-da-da or whatever. And then, you know, at a point she'll feel hella bad after. So she had to tell us like, you know, when we go into like, she sat me down for sure. She sat me down and told me like, one time we went to Jack in the Box and my mom had bought me and my brother something before school because we just passed a Jack in the Box and we was like, damn, we hungry. So she ended up pulling over. She told us we could only get 2 cheeseburgers. We ended up both getting a meal, you feel me? And she ended up like pulling out her credit card and swiped it. And then after she bought the shit, like after she dropped my brother off, she had pulled over on the side and like kind of was telling me like, you know, we don't really, you know, got it like that. You know, like I know we be making it seem like we do, but you know, I can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? So like when we pass or when we go some places, like, you know, try not to ask for stuff. You feel me? She was telling me like, you know, like just to like be more mindful of her pockets, you know. And ever since then, I kind of knew like that's when I knew we were struggling. So like when my sister and brother asked for stuff, I kind of tell them like, man, for me chill. Or if they do, I won't ask for nothing to eat from like out and stuff. So like that's when I knew though. Like when my mom could just, when she just sat a nigga down, we couldn't afford fast food for her, you feel me? Like, it was getting bad.
So at what point would you say you jumped out the porch?
I would say probably around like 14, 15. Like 14, 15. That's when I kind of moved, that's when I moved to Compton. I moved to Compton around like, I want to say like 6th grade, but the school I was going to, jumped off the porch for real. I don't know, I was young. I was really like elementary really doing this shit. Like I was in elementary fighting niggas, but I didn't really start being in there till I was like 13 for real, like 13, 14.
Nah, for real. So at what point would you say you knew you was outside for real?
Yeah.
And what's some of the shit you could say you done seen or been through from being outside at such a young age?
Yeah. Shit, I kind of knew like 8th grade. 8th grade, I was like 13. I had got, it was like my first altercation. It was like my first like altercation. A nigga he tried like to stab me, but it was like with like a pocket knife. So it was real small. But like at that point, like when a nigga did that, I was just like, oh, this shit getting crazy, you feel me? But I didn't seen a lot of shit. I didn't seen regular shit, like everything, like just, you know, niggas shooting, you feel me? I seen niggas die in front of a nigga. You know, I ain't seen a lot of shit. I ain't seen some crazy shit, but I can't really, you know, go too in depth on that.
No, for real.
For sure seen some crazy shit though.
So, at what point would you say you knew you wanted to turn a new leaf and try it out with music?
It's probably around, I was gonna say I was like 19, 18. Nah, probably when I graduated high school and I touched my first bag, that's when I knew, like cause I had, it was this, you know, all that money shit was going around, you feel me? So once a nigga laid my hands on some money, I kind of was like, all right, like what I'm gonna do with this, you know what I'm saying? Cause I had like 20,000 at once, so it's like, being 18 with that shit, it's like, damn, I ain't never seen $1,000, you feel me? Just a week ago I was broke, you feel me? So it's like, it was crazy. I was like, but I was just trying to, I just kind of knew, like seeing everybody die. When I lost my best friend for sure, that's when I was like, I don't even want to do this shit no more. I don't even want to give it, like I used to be posting crazy shit, or I used to be just, you know, just talking shit about people, beefing with niggas, but it's like when I lost my best friend, it kind of was like, all right, like, you know, this shit getting old, you feel me? Then my mom still live in Compton, you feel me? Down the street from where my best friend passed, you feel me? So I'm like, man, it's bigger than just me. You feel me? I gotta take care of my mom, you feel me? I got a family, you know, my family look up to me, you feel me? I'm the only one really doing what I'm doing in my family. Nobody ever came this far, you feel me? So, but yeah, yeah, for sure, when my best friend passed away.
What type of effect can you say that had on you?
It had it's the craziest thing ever, you feel me? Cause it's like, you know, going like every day with somebody, like spending your every day, like this is like damn near my brother, cause I only got a younger brother that's 4 years younger than me, and I got a little sister that's 6 years younger than me. So I ain't really had nobody my age growing up, you know, like hanging around. And he was just the closest to me. Like he was like my twin. Like.
Let's be nice and say it was 17.5. So 17,500, which that was capacity for Drake each night. Let's get our handy dandy calculator out and figure out how much the average ticket price was for him to get $5 million. Okay. Bang. Let's do this. Where's the calculator? Got it right here. Give me 1 second. Y'all can see my calculator? Good. So we're saying, so what did this say? Okay. It said 5.032 million, right? So let's do this. 5.032,000. So that's 5.032 million. And let's divide this total revenue by 17,500. And it shows that on average, the ticket price for, no matter where you were at in that building, was about $287. So, shit. I mean, think about this. If you go to a Lil Baby show, if you're paying this, you're on the floor right next to him. Yeah. Even if you're in the nosebleeds at Drake's concert, this is still the average ticket price. So it is what it is. So the average ticket price at like probably like a baby show is probably going to be like maybe $90, $100. Drake's charging a pretty penny. And I'm going to do this later on for what's the queen's name? Beyonce. Beyonce's charging an arm and a leg. Like, I think Beyonce is having people signing mortgages to come watch her. But this is where that number comes from. So $287 on average, and it got Drake $5 million for that single concert. How much of that $5 million did he take home? I'm pretty sure the arena, his production, stage, and all that probably took $1 million to $1.5 million. I would think there would be about $3 million or $3.5 million left. Obviously, you got to pay 21 Savage some shit. I don't know. Let's say he throws 21 Savage, like, how much you think 21 Savage getting these days, right? I'm doing the math with y'all. Like we pocket watch in real time, right? So he gets $5 million, right? I'm being very nice and saying did I post it? But Drake, where is it? No, maybe I didn't post it. Okay. However, Drake, here we go. Drake becomes the first rapper to earn over $5 million in a single arena concert in the U.S. with it's still $3.5 million left, right? Now, granted, Drake's probably in a tour deal, right? Which means even if it gained 5, he's not getting different amounts per night. He gets a set amount. But let's see if he was just getting just all the profit like niggas say Bad Bunny's getting. Like, I don't even want to talk about what the details are on Bad Bunny. They say Bad Bunny was getting at least $7 to $8 million. Like, no cap. Bad Bunny was getting $7 to $8 million because his concert was generating like 12 to 13. He was doing these stadiums. So anyway, so if Drake, if there's $3.5 million, how much you think he's paying Savage? What y'all think? What y'all think my boy Savage getting? Yo, ain't we assholes? Yo, we be pocket watching everybody, bro. How much we thinking that Savage getting? Let me see what y'all saying. Okay. I don't see Savage getting $1 million. I don't see Savage getting $1 million. I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Let's do the math. I'm giving you out these real numbers. So if Baby got paid $1 million, right? Baby has to sell the tour by himself. He's the star. And by the way, arguably, he's a bigger star than 21, right? Keep in mind what the Live Nation offer him. Not $1 million. They offer.
Whopper, Whopper, build your Whopper. Barbecue, bacon, more cheese, no shocker. However you like to top your Whopper, you know what we'll say.
I do want to say this too. I feel like you're bringing Chicago back together. Seeing all these different people on live that are from different sections or different neighborhoods in Chicago on live together. And you know, that was always a thing in Chicago. The ops would be on live together. I remember Melly and 046 Tay. Don't what's his name? I don't want to disrespect him.
046 who?
Tay, is it Tabu?
Table. It hit different when you call Bezu Table. It hit different. Table. It hit different.
Yeah, but
to my point, what about Bezu?
Yeah, ops were always on live together, but it just seems when you go live with Tay Savage and everybody else, King Yella, it just seems so organic and people get to finally, you know, let shit off their shoulders. And a lot of people don't like that in Chicago right now. They don't understand why Tay Savage, you know, even Reese said something. Yeah. And a few other people, I think somebody from OTF said something to Tay Savage being on live with y'all. They don't like that people are coming together.
I've seen a lot of people coming out. A lot of people with different opinions, bro. These people, once I talked to Tay Savage, Tay, how you feel about these people's opinions, John Wick? They small-minded, J-Man. They small-minded. We got to think bigger as a people, bro. This is about the youth. This is about our future, our kids, bro. We can't let them grow up doing the same shit that we grew up doing, bro. And to set the example, we got to start with ourselves, bro. We can't be whooping like this. It hit different. We can't keep going on doing the same shit, Sean. It's a time. The time is now. It's a time for change. And what me, Tay Savage, King Yella, Tay Capone, when we got, even though Tay Capone, I feel like in my personal opinion, he said,